For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise. And you surely feel naughty when you swallow our coffee. If you want some real heat, give your mouth a fine treat. You will want some more, rest assured. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough of.
It's time for The Scribble, your weekly fix of celebrity chats, bizarre stories in the news, and basic random chatter with best-selling author and syndicated radio host Jeremy Bradley. Make sure your seat is in the upright and locked position and your barf bag is securely in place. Here's Jeremy Bradley.
Thank you very much, Larson. Jeremy Bradley here. This is The Scribble. Thanks for tuning in on your favorite podcast app. Happy holidays to you. Ho, 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 everybody. That's as festive as I get. And I got to tell you, quite truthfully, when I was younger, I'm 40 now, but when I was younger and was excited for Christmas and it was just a good time, my Christmas tree was up, maybe the end of November. Generally, I would put it up around Thanksgiving, end of November. And this year, it's not that I'm bah humbug, but it was, I think, the day after Halloween, I was at the store. And I went in, and they had already cleared out the Halloween stuff, and the Christmas decorations were up. So this is like November 1st. And there was something that you'd think that would be kind of like, oh, yay, it's the Christmas season now. I'm so excited. But I was this like old curmudgeon, and I'm kind of like, Christmas already? Really? It's not even Halloween over yet, and we're already... And so I'm becoming like that person about the holidays. And so, we're just, whatever it is, not 2 weeks away. We're like 10 days away. I don't even know. I do the math. I'm not a numbers person. But you'd think that JB would be like, oh, yes, our house is all decorated. And it's... no, not really. And again, you have to remember that I married a Brazilian, so their Christmas, decorations or whatever is very different than mine. So have you noticed, we're going to get into it, but have you noticed that it's always really fun putting up the Christmas tree and the decorations, and it seems like that goes by really quick. Doesn't it seem like it takes twice as long to take it all down? Is that just me? And then we also put it off as long. There was one year that I still had the Christmas tree up. I think it was maybe the end of February when I finally took it down. And it wasn't a matter of me still being in the Christmas spirit. It was just like, oh shit, it's still in the corner. Yeah, okay, fine, let's take it down. There you go. Happy holidays. Invite me to your Christmas party. I'll bring some festive cheer with me. But the holidays are, and with the inflation crisis around the world, I mean, everybody's talking about it being so expensive to buy gifts and eat even. We're going to talk about some of the tips from my best-selling book, The Official Guide to Being a Winnipeg Cheapskate. Throughout the show, I've got ideas of how to reduce your grocery bill, how to save money when you're ordering on apps. And it's definitely something to stick around for because it's going to help you. It's going to help you save money. And it starts on the Scribble right after this.
This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secret to losing 3 to 5 pounds a week without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt RX. For the last 2 decades, we've helped countless people lose thousands of pounds. And now it's your turn. Learn how to lose weight with one simple phone call and no prescription needed. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a risk-free money-back guarantee. So, if you're ready to start losing weight, call right now and get a free month supply with your first order of Body Sculpt RX. Call now. You have nothing to lose but the pounds. 800-459-6838. 800-459-6838. 800-459-6838. That's 800-459-6838.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer. Save the money, save the hassles, and get the better blue pill. Dial 800-578-0179. That's 800-578-0179. 800-578-0179.
Jeremy Bradley here, back on the Scribble. All right, let's help reduce your grocery bills. You know, Christmas, holidays, whatever you celebrate are kind of happening right now. And this is where you're going to be, maybe for the first time in a few years, hosting family members. You're going to have those big dinners. You're going to have the get-togethers. And now more than ever, it's going to be even more expensive to feed those people. You almost want to tell them, bring your own goddamn food. And let's, bring your own food. Let's just do it cheap. Let's just enjoy the togetherness of the moment, and that's something. But I mean, that's what I actually tell people when I'm the cheapskate that I am. I actually say that now about my nieces and nephews. I'm just like, you know what, you guys are teenagers. You apparently have everything. I don't really pay much attention to their personal lives, but the parents always say, don't buy them anything. They've already got so much. Done. Deal. You don't have to tell me twice. I won't buy them. And so we'll, rather than spending, I would spend, I think, $30 per kid. This was back in the day when they were younger. I've got 5 of them, 5 nieces and nephews. So you're looking at, $100 or over $100. And then I've got to buy my brothers and their wives and my parents. And so just one family. I don't have kids at home, right? So it's a little bit different if I have my own kids and I've got to buy for other people's kids. So pretty soon, once they got older, I was just like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do either a night of video games and we will make pizza. We're not ordering pizza because I'm not going to go and spend, but I'll buy the ingredients. We'll have some fun in the kitchen. Let's be, silly. Let's put on music. Let's do whatever. Let's make a mess at your house, not mine. And my dogs get in the way, so I'd rather, let's all get together at somebody else's house. Let's have a thing. And it's going to be so much cheaper, right? You're going to save so much money. You're going to have that moment of laughing. It's going to be a night, and that's just the way to do it. So let's talk about the grocery shopping, because that is, it takes some time and effort and patience. I mean, I hate shopping at the mall. I'm not a shopper. I don't buy things. I don't know. And so when it comes to grocery shopping, though, that is something that I love doing. And I can spend, the times when I go grocery shopping with my mom, my husband hates it. But the times when I go grocery shopping with my mom, we'll look at the clock and go, we went to whatever store it was. We were there for an hour and a half just grocery shopping, because we got to go up and down every aisle, and then I'll see something else and I'll change my mind about something. Got to go and put that back, and now I found the new item, and now I need 2 other things that go along with that new item. So now I've got to go back to that aisle. It's quite funny. My husband is just like, I'm going to lean over the cart. I'm going to hunch over the cart, play on my phone, I'll keep going beside you, just throw things in the cart. He's got no interest in it whatsoever. But the reason why I like it is because I now look for ways to save money, and I have no problem. And let me be upfront, I'm not bragging, but I have a lot of money. So for me, it's not about what I can and can't afford. There's so many stories in the news about how people are, watching, they are curbing their spending because they can't afford it. It's ridiculous, whatever. That's not the case for me. I have the opinion that these big box grocery stores that are pulling in billions in profits, and because they are, public companies or whatever it is, you see the financials. They report them to their investors too. And that's where I won't do it. It's who do I feel is taking advantage of me? Well, I'm not going to be taken advantage of. And so it's something where I've put my foot down and said, I'm not paying $7 for that package of bacon. I'm not paying, and this is absolutely true, a package of 8 chicken breasts was $50 at a store. Now, by comparison, I used to be able to get those at Walmart, 5 chicken breasts for $10. And I eat things in 2s. It's a little bit weird, something that I do. So I would need to buy 2 packages. I would get 10 chicken breasts for $20 back then. And this is just going back 2 years or so. And then it creeps up. Right now the packages are $11. Now they're $12, but you only get 4 in them. So it's kind of interesting how things have scaled back. And if you're diligent, if you actually pay attention and you're observant to what you're buying, you'll notice those changes. You do. So if you're the one who's regularly grocery shopping for your household, you know when the apple juice is going up in price. You know when the salad dressing is more than it was because you buy these things all the time. So for me, I'm not, as much as I love bacon or a good cheese, I have put my foot down and said, $7 for bacon, not happening. Not happening. Now, what I do, though, is I love a clearance sticker. I love asking for a discount. I will go to the produce section, and I will find the bags of lettuce. So that's the one that's already chopped up and washed and ready to go, because that's got a best before date, right? It's a little bit different when it's the head of lettuce that's in the area of the regular lettuce, and you go and you put it in the bag yourself, and then you go. They'll put some of those in bags in a little marked down for clearance, must move items. But I like the ones that have the date, because the stores basically now have to mark it down. And they'll do that 2 or 3 days before the best before date in a lot of situations. So I have no problem going and looking for those bags. But I'll also go to the regular section where there's the packaged stuff, and I will go and I'll shake the bag around, and I'll look at the lettuce, and I'll find a brown piece, and then I'll go and say to the employee, "Hey, look at this one's, it's bad. Can you mark it down 50%? Can you put a sticker on it?" And most of the time they will. I would say about 99% of the time, the employee's going to do it, because you're showing them that it's bad, right? You're showing them, well, it's getting moldy, or it's getting, and so if they don't do it right then when you ask them, they're going to end up having to do it the next day or 2 days later anyway. So I've got no problem. And yes, I'm a media personality in my city, and people know me from the newspaper. And well, they know me from a newspaper column about being a cheapskate, so there's that. But I've got no problem. And if it saves me $2, I'm happy to do it. I am. It might take me 5 minutes of fighting or waiting or whatever. I'm going to do it though. I will. Because, look, if you save $3 or $2 just on that one item, think about it when you go through the store and you find other things. And so I've made a game of it. When I grocery shop, I actually kind of look and say, I'm going to save on at least one thing every time I go. Or I might even give myself a price point. I'm going to save $10. I'm going to spend this much. My limit is $50. And I'm going to come to it's like a Price is Right game. I'm going to come to as close to that amount as I can. And that's it. That's my limit. And I realize that people will do that. And it's easier when you've got a credit card or debit card to go and spend more money. Go there with a $50 bill, and that's it. And that's it. So you're not going to overspend, because you can't. You can't. There's no other way that you can pay for it. So go through the grocery store, ask for the clearance stickers, just, and that's something that my mom will go and say, well, I'm not buying clearance meat. I would never. But again, the thing is, there's the date on it. It's 2 days away, or it's tomorrow. I'm going to put it in the freezer, or I'm going to have it today for dinner. It's not a big deal. Now, this also coming from a woman who smoked for 30 years, right? So, I mean, she's really going to be concerned about what she's putting in her body. But, I've got no shame in doing it. And this is where I love sticking it to the companies. And there's a big debate about, well, it's not the grocery store's fault, the prices are going up and whatever. But here's the deal. When you're billions in profits, you can pass that down to your customers. You can offer them better deals. And so I kind of like going to the meat section. There's one store by my house, and again, it's part of one of the big companies. I love seeing that so many packages of chicken or whatever it is are marked down. That is the consumer saying, we're not paying this. We're not going to be taken advantage of. You're not going to gouge us. There's no reason that the price of chicken breast has gone up, X times whatever it is. And again, I just gave that example that, 3-4 years ago, it was a package of 5 for $10, and that one that I saw of 8 chicken breasts was $50. I mean, I don't know, because again, sometimes it also is dependent on the weight in some instances. So maybe you'll get 9 for $50. You might get 7 of them for $50. I'm not doing the math here for you. I'm just saying that it varies so wildly. And so that's where you just need to look. Now, people then talk about apps and ordering through apps, having delivery and things like that. Let me tell you, this is something that Instacart just recently did a few weeks ago, or maybe about a month or two ago, I noticed. I have a fitness model husband. I've talked about him. He does the heavy lifting literally in our house. So when it comes to the big bag of dog food, we've got 2 big dogs. He's the one who's loading that into the cart and into the car and into the house. But if it's just me, or if I'm kind of like, oh shit, we need more dog food, I'll just, dial up the app and have it delivered. Well, now there's a $2.30 some heavy item fee. And that apparently is going to, and I'm sitting there going, okay, wait a second. They can have all the bullshit excuses they want as to why there's a heavy object fee or a heavy lifting fee. Let me pull it up just as I'm talking so I get the exact wording so that they're not going to fire back at me, because I did have a battle with them recently about something. But all of a sudden now there's this fee called heavy order fee. The fee helps cover operational costs and is added because your order includes the heavy items listed below. The operational costs for $2.37. So this is where I sit here and go, the operational costs being what? Lifting the item? Lifting a heavy item is going to cost me $2.37 now. And when you look at the way it all adds up, now this is, again, Instacart is one of those apps where you can pay a monthly fee so that you don't have fees. That's so redundant. Like, it's so weird. You can pay $9 a month $9 a month fee, so you don't have to pay delivery fees and you get a lower service fee, but you still have the heavy order fee and the tip and the tax and this and that. So I've tested this out. Oh, and then with Uber Eats, well, that's another story. But with Uber Eats, you get there was a plastic bag fee for 55 cents. I was going to get a slush, or Slurpee as people would refer to it. I was going to buy a slush. A $2 and something item. There was a small order fee that was tacked on. There was a bag fee of 55 cents. This is a drink. It does not need to go into a bag. I don't know why you would bring a drink like that in a bag, but there was a 55-cent fee. You've got then the service fee. You've got the delivery fee. You've got the taxes. If you're a monthly member and paying that fee. So this one drink was about to cost me almost about $10. So that's where you have to kind of play around and look and go, is it a convenience thing? If it's something where I'm just being lazy and I don't want to go to the store, or I don't want to cook, or I don't want to go to the restaurant, I'll use the app and I'll pay for that convenience is basically what it is. But look at those back end fees. And a lot of times as well, let me just tell you, and it's widely known, I'm not breaking any news here, but it's widely known that they'll hike up the prices. With Instacart, it now shows you in-store pricing. Okay, great. But I know at certain restaurants what this item costs. So then when I go and open the app and say, wait a second, the side gravy in the restaurant is $2. Why is it $4.39 on the app? And again, there's no, it's the same. If I were to dine in the restaurant, it's $2 something, but I have it delivered to me, suddenly it's $2 more. What is the logic in charging me more? Now, this is the restaurant doing it. Let me be clear. Maybe they've got to offset the cost of what they're giving to the app company. Like, I don't know. But that's where the consumer is now sort of getting the short end of the stick. And Uber Eats is very ballsy, because then they go and ask me if I want to give $2 to the restaurant as well. And I'm sitting here thinking, let's just ease up here for a second. How many ways do we want to, how many more cuts of my money do you want to take from this transaction here? Like, this is quite a bit. Now, I realize that some of these platforms will either charge the restaurant a commission fee, or it's on the customer, or there's the delivery fee. Does that go to the driver? Does it not go to the driver? Do I look like an asshole because I don't tip, but is he getting the $4.99 delivery fee when I pay it anyway? So this is where it's that buyer beware. Do that research, because, again, in the end, it could end up saving you a lot of money. So now, am I going to order the dog food and pay the $2.39 in addition to all the other fees now? Because the bag of dog food is now $5 more than it used to be. So that order that I was about to do was going to be costing me about $40 when all is said and done. So that's where you weigh that out. And one of the other ways that I say that people can save on their groceries is, as I've already mentioned, I will go grocery shopping with my mom. So either we'll carpool, or maybe you give your list to somebody, because there's these apps, right? I can give you my shopping list, and then my relative or my neighbor can then go to the store, and then next week I'll go and do it. I mean, that's a great way you're going to save on gas money, you're going to save on time, and, there you go. So those are just a few of the ways that I like to save money in the grocery. And I'll do very quickly one more. Sure. Okay. They're telling me I've got 2.5 minutes. I also have a punishment and reward system with my grocery shopping. When I first bought my house, I had a full fridge. I had full cupboards. I had just tons of food, because there's that novelty. I came from a house with 5 people. We had a full fridge. We needed to have a full fridge. When it was just me, when I lived in my house, when I moved into my house, So much food was going bad. I was one person, and I also had an office job, so I wasn't home. I didn't eat breakfast in the morning. I would generally go and buy lunch every day at work anyway, so I was eating one meal at home. And food was going bad. And you can only give so many of your, groceries or your bad foods to your dogs, right? So I now have this system, and my husband hates it, but he's also a very healthy eater. He's Brazilian, and he eats different things than I do anyway, so we don't necessarily eat each other's food. Shut up. I was going to go somewhere else with that, but I'm not going to because the clock is ticking now. But it's the punishment and reward system. So if I went and bought, because maybe I went grocery shopping when I was hungry, and they always tell you not to do that, I went and bought a bunch of things that I didn't want or didn't need. Well, that's my deal now, is I'm not going and getting more groceries until I eat that package of rice or those crackers or that frozen, the chicken nuggets or whatever it was that I bought. And that's a symptom of, my mom, it's my mom and my dad at their house. It's just two of them now. They don't have three kids living there anymore, but they have a full they eat a lot. Now they have they're both retired. They have 3 meals a day. She's always making something. They go through a lot of food. And my mom would be calling me every few days going, do you need anything? Do you need groceries? Oh, I'm going today. And I'd sit there going, it's just us. Like, it's the two of us at home. Now, yes, my husband eats a lot of food. He's a big guy, but no. And so I was going anyway, just because I was like, well, yeah, I guess I could get this, I could get that. And I fell into that trap again of buying things that I didn't want or I didn't need. And so now I've kind of cut that off and said, nope, there's still stuff in the fridge. And when I say that the fridge is empty, it's almost literally empty. I mean, sure, you've got your salad dressing bottles on the door or whatever it is, but I'm talking about the actual, like the main items, the big items, the chicken, the salad, the vegetables, the stuff like that. And yeah, so until it's gone, I mean, I'll buy the 10-pound bag of potatoes because it's on sale and it's cheap. Well, then we're going to have either mashed potatoes or French fries or, we're going to be making some kind of potato dish every day then until that bag is gone. That's just the way it is. And I mean, you might laugh about that, but it's actually a very helpful way to save money. It really, really is. I challenge you to try it even just for like 2 weeks. Now, again, like I said, difficult if you've got kids and, you're feeding a whole bunch of mouths, but it definitely, and I mean, it also probably teaches your kids then to be responsible about how they shop. So those are some of my grocery saving tips. And I think we covered ordering food anyway. So there we go. We got 2 of them in the one segment, and we'll be back on the Scribble with more money saving tips right after this.
This statement has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt, your shoulder hurts, and your back. Oh my God, your back. They're constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore, am I right? Well, here is something you haven't tried. Pain Absolve. Pain Absolve is not available in any drugstore. The only way to get it is by calling today. We're so confident that it will work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase, no prescription needed, and best of all, each purchase comes with a money-back guarantee. Call now to find out how you can get Pain Absolve and get rid of your pain. Call 800-319-0582. That's 800-319-0582. 800-319-0582. Call today, 800-319-0582.
Isn't it crazy that you wait for payday, but before you know it, you're strapped for cash again? It's time to stop blowing your money and become a smart spender with the book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate at cheapskatebook.com. Learn simple ways to cut costs at home every day and during special times of the year. Don't go broke at Christmas. Don't remortgage the house for a fancy vacation. The book is filled with tips to save you money throughout the year. Check out the best-selling book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate at cheapskatebook.com or on Amazon and iTunes.
Ever had something to get off your chest but never had the balls to say it? That's a load of crap. Speak Free with JB.com is exactly what you've been waiting for. Your chance to tell it like it is and not care what anybody else thinks. Have your say on issues of the day. Join newspaper and radio columnist Jeremy Bradley as he tells it like it is. Hundreds of thousands of people have stopped by, including some well-known celebrities who have had a chat with JB and speak candidly about what's really going on in the world. You can join them too. Have a rant or a rave. Be brave and head on over to www.speakfreewithjb.com now.
Who are the Kardashians feuding with now? What did that little thug Justin Bieber do this time? Who's getting hitched? And who's headed for Splitsville? Hear the latest celebrity news and gossip every day on Entertainment Wrap-Up. The good, the bad, the ugly, but mostly the ridiculously hilarious. It's all recapped in this daily segment at entertainmentwrapup.com. Have a laugh at the expense of the rich and famous when they take themselves way too seriously. It's 3 minutes of time-wasting fun at entertainmentwrapup.com. Check out Entertainment Wrap-Up at entertainmentwrapup.com. Brought to you by Speak Free Books.
JB here, back on the Scribble. Just quickly finishing up my point about ordering food on apps. I was supposed to split those into 2 segments, but I kind of just put them all together. And then they were rushing me, rudeness, to finally go to a break because we've got to pay bills on this show to keep it on the air. One of the other things with app ordering from restaurants is I've said to people, I did talk about how some of the items are more expensive. But here's the deal, though. If you are ordering a hamburger, okay? Yes, you're enticed by the bacon double cheeseburger and this and that. Hey, here's why you don't order that. Let me tell you. Because the package of bacon, as I've already said, is $7 at the grocery store. If you've bought it anyway and you've got it, think about that. If you're ordering for your household of 5 people and you're all getting burgers, let's say you're all getting hamburgers, cheeseburgers, bacon double cheeseburgers. How much extra is each piece of bacon? Now, if it already comes on the item, that's great. But how much more expensive is the bacon double cheeseburger versus the regular hamburger? If you already have the bacon at home, if you already have the cheese, there's no sense in paying even more when you've got it. So here's what I do. I will order I eat chicken burgers. I don't eat hamburgers. But I will order just the basic chicken burger. I will order the basic chicken burger. And because I do love bacon and cheese, as I've already said, I'm going to start cooking the bacon and slicing the cheese when I get the notification that my food is on the way. Because when you look and add the strips of bacon, we looked the other day, adding bacon to a sandwich at McDonald's was over $2 to add little pieces of bacon. Cheese was, I think, $1 something as well. If it doesn't already come, it's not included in the menu item, you're adding at least $3 to that burger or that sandwich. But if you've got the items at home, use them. You've already paid for them. Same thing with the side of gravy. If you're getting a side of gravy with your food, think about it, though. If you're going to be paying $3 for that little container, but you've got the packaged gravy in your cupboard that you paid 99 cents for, there you go. And again, you might go and say, oh, it's $1. Fuck it. Who cares? It adds up, though, everybody. It really adds up. And if you're a household with five mouths, and all those burgers and all those fries, and each person is getting a side of gravy, or you're getting the family-sized gravy for $6 now, $7 now for that gravy, 99 cents for the package of gravy. You put it on the stovetop. It takes 4 or 5 minutes in the microwave, or it's whatever it is. You have that ready. Your food arrives. There you go. Now, this is also something that you can do because a lot of people complain about the temperature of the food when it arrives, especially in the winter. Yeah, they have it in their little zippered bag or whatever. You know it's not as hot as when you're getting it in the restaurant. So if you make your own gravy, you're instantly heating up the product when it arrives at your door, and now you've got a hot meal. So there you are. So there's just some tips there. The extra add-ons that you're paying for, the cheese, the bacon, the gravy, the onions, the whatever it is, if you have them at home, use them at home. Use them at home. Use them at home. That's it. There you go. We're going to take a break. A quick Twitter shout. Oh, Twitter. Is that still on? I don't even know. We'll be back on the Scribble right after this.
We hear you chirping. Get scribbling. Tweet up the Scribble at The Scribble Show. Join the discussion with Jeremy Bradley. It's all going down right now on Twitter at The Scribble Show and at thescribbleshow.com.
JB here, back on the Scribble in our final remaining moments. We don't have parties at our house, and one of the tips in my best-selling book, The Official Guide to Being a Winnipeg Cheapskate, which celebrated its 10th anniversary just in November, one of the things that I say in there is also figure out if it's cheaper for you to host the party than it is to go and prepare food for the party. So again, you're going to have to do some math on this one. If you're bringing food and feeding, it's a party of 20, 30 people, how much is it going to cost you to make the dish that you're... So it might be cheaper, depending on what it is. It might be cheaper for you to be the host. Or it actually might be the most expensive thing to be the host. Right? If you're going to go and say, oh, I'll bring the Caesar salad. Okay, well, what's that? A few heads of lettuce and some salad dressing? Super cheap. I'm going to do that. But when you're hosting it, I mean, you also have to think of the time and effort that you're putting in. If somebody spills, you're going to have to buy cleaning products. You're going to have to clean the house. You're going to have to do this. So figure that out as well. If you're going to be hosting a big get-together, are you going to have little get-togethers with people? Or are you even just going to have a get-together and it's not going to cost anything? And again, maybe you just bring your own food to somebody's place and you guys watch Christmas movies as a couple. I don't know. So send me your thoughts. Send me your money-saving tips. I'm always fascinated by the way people are cutting costs. live@jbonair.com is my email address, live@jbonair.com. Thank you again always for people who chime in on the subjects and the topics. I love hearing from you. Again, live@jbonair.com. My name is Jeremy Bradley. This is The Scribble. Happy holidays. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye for now.
Want more Scribble? Check out thescribbleshow.com for past shows, celebrity interviews, cheapskate tips, and more. That's at thescribbleshow.com and on Twitter at The Scribble Show. The Scribble is a speak-free media presentation.
If you want some